But Colin, as you know, with an integrated amplifier, if somebody really wants this level of performance, but affordability-wise, it's just not going to happen. A lot of times, a tremendous value is an integrated amp because now it's all on one chassis. So there are some natural economies of scale that go on when you're just on one chassis.
I love this product. I got to say, what I love about this product is every time I take it anywhere to demonstrate, there's always this element of, where big numbers really count. So I need 500 watts, I need 600 watts, I need a gazillion of whatever, 125 watts. But we always joke in our industry, we always call them, but they're chord watts. And there's just some dynamic headroom that these little babies just make people surprised. You put them on a big pair of speakers, and the dynamics and the control it can have over a speaker that you would go, I wasn't expecting it to be able to drive those babies. It does it with consummate ease. When I requested an integrated to be designed in the ultimate technology, the easiest option was going to be for what we would call like a double height box, because there's more real estate in there. But what do we want from an integrated, which you touched upon, is smaller real estate. We need the performance, but we need smaller real estate. Now, with the engineers, what they want to do is they want to give you the sonic signature of Chord Electronics. So they want the clear, open preamp stage.
Fast transients.
Really fast transients, powerful loads of headroom, really, really low frequency response, et cetera, et cetera. But the guys had to manage to do that in a small, compact box. Now, that might look classic width, but when you get a chance to look at our products, they're actually, the actual chassis that carries is remarkably smaller than most amplifiers.
Yes.
So when this took quite a while for the engineers to really get this right, and it was worth waiting for. Keeping the design cues, so you'll see we've got the volume over this side. When you press the volume button, you're then selecting the input, so the ring around the volume changes color. You have balance here, and then when you press and hold this, it becomes an AV bypass. Home theater is important to people, but what are movies? We remember movies for either quotes or the score, the soundtrack. Well, that's music.
Yes.
There's not many home theaters that can really, really play music well. So this gives you the ability to really enjoy the music, and then with your AV, get the dynamics.
Yep.
But one XLR input, 3 RCA inputs. We're using all of the technology that we touched upon, which is in the Ultima 5. So we have high frequency switch mode power supplies, filtered in, filtered out, the cat board, the dynamic power rails. We have the Ultima technology in a smaller box. So as you go up through the range, you just get bigger scale. We use the op amps, I believe, are Japanese. Don't quote me on this. Japanese Tokyo Radio, the best quality we could find to keep this within a certain price point. But we want people we want their eyebrows to raise and go, "Wow, I didn't expect that level of performance at that price point." So yeah, it's a product that we're incredibly proud of, and it's a great step into the Chord Electronics world.
Mm-hmm. Here at Gramophone, Colin, streaming has become incredibly important. And why not? Because there are millions and millions of high-resolution tracks out there.
We all know over the years that digital has been much maligned. And when John Franks met Rob Watts, which we touched upon earlier, many years ago, his technology, John was blown away by it. He said, look, this is something that we need to work together on. And they developed the very first product for Chord Electronics in the DAC domain, which was the DAC 64. The DAC 64 was an iconic device, an iconic piece, and it still holds a really, really high secondhand value now, which is crazy when you think this product is like nearly 20 years old, which is an ice age in digital. So we're uncomfortable with how products are replaced almost annually with incremental small performance upgrades. We want someone who buys a Chord Electronics DAC to really, really enjoy their investment for a longer length of time without feeling that they need to replace it. So I can tell you that the shelf life of our products is a lot longer than most manufacturers. The joy of that comes from the fact that we have technology that's unique to us that allows us to make the very best product we can for the price point, and then we're not going to replace it until we can really make a statement.
Right.
Say Mark II, for example, is a full step ahead. So all of our DACs from Mojo 2, Qtist, its sibling brother, Hugo TT2, reference DAC Dave. And we can talk about how we named Dave at some point if you wish. Of course, it's done in the pub. We're British. They all carry the same technology inside. It's just each DAC offers you more. So you always get the same sonic sound signature. Something that's really important is all of our DACs are measured from the power supply alongside a battery. So sometimes people might see this and be a little disappointed and go, I'm buying an expensive product. Why is it come with this? Because we've engineered the problems of the supply out in the box. This just needs to supply electricity. This nullifies the problems of electricity in the box. We have products which are battery powered, which are obviously silent. Mm-hmm. There are many, many, many reasons why Chord DACs are different. There's a couple of pieces that I like to touch on because there's a story I can hopefully get across which helps people understand the uniqueness and the benefits of using a Chord DAC. Mm-hmm. So first of all of our DACs are really low noise floor, jitter immune. We reclock the digital signal when it comes in. So there's a lot of sort of like practical reasons for that. We have galvanic isolation on all the inputs to mitigate from noise coming in from other devices.
Keep it quiet.
Absolutely. All you want is the signal and nothing else.
That's right.
One of the things that we do, which is, I've used the term unique a lot, and a lot of manufacturers like to use the word unique because that's what makes us different. We have zero noise floor modulation or unmeasurable noise floor modulation. So what's noise floor modulation? All DACs have a reference, a noise floor. You put a signal in, you measure the noise floor, that's the piece that goes on the paper and say this is a quiet DAC. But when that signal is increased, what happens with noise? It's no different to road noise in your car. You're traveling at 5 miles an hour. Let's say that's your reference point. And the nicer car you've got is quieter. But when you zoom up on a private racetrack to 200 miles an hour, obviously the noise comes up with it. And that pumping, increase and decrease of noise adds fatigue, it harms the signal, it takes away your enjoyment of the music. So our reference point, say at 5 miles an hour, is really, really low. And then when you get to 200 miles an hour, for example, our noise floor remains at that reference point at 5 miles an hour. And that's unique to us. And I said that's across all DACs from Chord Electronics. Another key feature I like to talk about is taps. And we'll simplify this. If you want an in-depth look, you can just look up Rob Watts on YouTube and you can go as deep as you like. But taps, the more taps effectively, the better. Between each sample, a DAC is trying to recreate that lost information. Mm-hmm. And what we do is we fill in as many points of reference as possible through this code of this filter written by Rob Watts. So don't quote me on the numbers, 29,000, 42,000, TT2's 98,000, and Dave's about 164,000. To put that in context, an off-the-shelf DAC chip is about 150.
Wow.
So if you take pins and you want to draw the coastline of the United States of America, and I give you 125 pins, you're going to go, I think that's America.
Looks kind of like
it's kind of like country. If I give you 29,000, 48,000, you see where we're going with this. You get a much more in-focus picture, and you go from the old-fashioned dot to dot that we did as kids to a Van Gogh or a Klimt or something like that. And with that, you get depth of image, you get a lot more accuracy. And we touched on with the amplification about transients. It's critical. The number of taps really, really helps you capture accurately the transient, the leading, starting, and stopping of notes, which helps you identify actually the noises that are coming through. Those are the cues which help you understand the instruments you're listening to, the pitch, the tone, the timbre, etc. So they're critical. And when you buy a bigger Chord DAC, you get more taps.
Yep. It's reflected in how many of these devices we sell.
you go and buy a streamer today, and you put one of these on the back end of it, and you can elevate your listening experience like exponentially.
Yeah.
You really can.
Yeah. Colin, sometimes people want high levels of performance, and there's just not a lot of room for boxes. So if you can, tell us a little bit about what Chord can offer in that realm.
Okay, sure. So this system here is called the TT. TT in short is tabletop.
Yep.
Now, we've spread it out for ease to show each product, but you can stack these products on top of each other and have a mini stack. You then sat in less than 12-inch cube.
Yeah.
So we touched upon the DAC technology. This is the Hugo TT2, the tabletop 2, so the second variant of the Hugo device. This product has a few functions and features which actually make it a very versatile product. You can actually run this in your classic hi-fi system as a line level DAC, or in this scenario, you're taking a pair of analog cables into your power amplifier, and you then plug your digital source in, and you've got a really, really high quality audiophile reference digital front end and analog amplifier. It's also a reference headphone point. This drives any headphone. This device is used in many, many studios around the world for the mastering of music. You have the ability to plug this device into the Hugo M scaler. Now, the Hugo M scaler is a real tough product to really explain what it does, because people say, well, it's an upsampler, and we're just doubling ones and doubling zeros, which is technically kind of fudging or cheating. What this is, we touched on how many taps our DACs have, Q Mojo to Q, whatever. This effectively is a 1 million tap filter. Huge amounts of processing power goes in here. So you put your source into the M scaler. The M scaler then gives it its 1 million tap filter, as we touched upon the number of pins to give you. The M scaler then connects to the TT2. So it takes the digital signal, does its magic, sends it into the Hugo TT2 to then decode. So the TT2 remains the DAC. Digital in, digital out, digital conversion, running on 2 BNC cables because sheer amount of data. So you can run a 1644 track into here, and it comes out at 705.6. Now, a lot of people might be a bit of a naysayer because it's slightly different technology and don't quite understand what it's doing. What we've put on here is a beautiful little button which goes pass through. Most audio demonstrations, you unplug, you plug in, and you've got to remember what you heard. And, you know, it gets a bit tricky, a bit frustrating. You can listen to this on the fly. So as the signal's coming in and you're listening to the music, it tells you the input sample rate, so 44.1. And then you can have it on bypass, and then you just tap the button, and it goes up from 44.1, 88.2, 176.4, then all the way up to 705.6. And a 96K file goes up to 768. So you can hear exactly what it's doing to the signal as it's coming through the device. And this thing is a delight to demonstrate because everyone listens to it and goes, oh, wow. So what this actually gives you, it guarantees you 16-bit accuracy from a file, which is unheard of in the digital world. So you can use these two devices, this device on its own as a headphone stage. You can use these two devices as an even higher level headphone stage, or as a line level DAC, or you combine it with this. So Bertti is the tabletop amplifier. This has ultimate technology as well. So this has the power rails, the high frequency switch mode power supplies. It has the ultimate technology in. So, but this product really makes people surprised because of its footprint. You plug this into a big pair of speakers and eyes go up, eyebrows go up. It's like, oh wow, that thing's got some punch.
Yeah.
Huge amounts of finesse. So you can have really, really exceptionally high performing hi-fi system in literally a really, really small footprint.
Like so. So this can go like so.
Yeah. However, which way you wish to stack them.
And the products, of course, are available either in silver or in black.
Yeah.
And you really can wind up with an incredibly high performance system that takes up almost no room whatsoever on your tabletop or even your nightstand. Well, Colin, we thank you so much for spending time with us today to talk a little bit about Chord Electronics. For more information about Chord, just go to our website, gramophone.com, And of course, you can shop Sky by Gramophone, where you'll always get a secure checkout, fast and free shipping straight to your door. If you like this video and have enjoyed it, please just go ahead and like and subscribe. Click that little bell icon so that you're always notified of our upcoming content. We'd love to play some products for you. So please, if you can, visit us in Timonium, in Columbia, and Gaithersburg, Maryland. Thank you so much for watching this video. We look forward to seeing you again soon.